Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Trails of Cold Steel Part 72. It's finally the promised day, the flash forward has come, we have fought the robot monsters, everyone's doing the hot new dance craze that's sweeping Arabonia the hand in your face. It's time to see what happened after the railway guns were about to fire.
A self-destruct mechanism. Does their cowardice know no bounds?
We're running out of time. I'm gonna go on ahead. Follow me as soon as you're sure it's safe to...
So does Reen demon out and then slice the cannons in half? I mean, I assume no, but wouldn't that be cool? You know what they say about a man with a big cannon?
Railway guns.
No, no, no!
You know, big cannon, small.
No. Don't! Stop!
I don't really appreciate Toa and Oliver showing up with Osborne there. I'd be way more torn up about two of those members than the other one. I'm not really sure what just happened.
What?
I'm guessing they got stopped at the last possible second.
They didn't launch anything.
Maybe that explosion's not actually...
The first bullet in each of the railway guns is a blank to prevent firing accidents.
That actually makes a ton of sense. So surprisingly enough.
What?
I mean, that actually does make a lot of sense.
They do that?
Sure seems that way. And now that they fired once, it's gonna take some time before they're ready to fire again.
I mean, that's one way to explain it. I mean, I guess that makes more sense than Reen's yell being so powerful that it warped the fabric of reality.
Then if we can reach them before that...
Yeah, there's no way we're going to let them get off a second shot.
Because, I mean, I guess it's not like, you know... I mean, if the railway guns were ever used, it's not like Calvert has their own version of it, so it's not like you need it to be quick and fast in terms of like a assured destruction thing. Now, you know, if Calvert were to get their own version, then you would probably not want to have blanks loaded in so that you could fire it at an instant if you needed to. Also, is this thing really beautiful? Because, I mean, this one's kind of decrepit looking and ain't that special. This one is very ominous and evil and is going to hurt me. Thanks for the heals, Millie girl. Let's is our formation still okay and everything? Yeah.
You messed with the wrong teacher!
My turn!
Okay, what's up? I ain't got no CP, dude.
Arcus, activate.
It's still so dumb that Art reflects back Chrono Burst. That like makes no sense.
Now is our chance.
Leave it to me! Ha!
Leave it to me.
Oh yeah, you ain't got no CP, dude. I've gotten so used to him just running in there and whacking people.
Get back!
You're fine. You're fine. Oh, Geist is gonna go. Then you'll all be sorry. Hit him with a little alley. Can you hit? Yeah, yeah.
Take this!
Now that attack is so cool. It's so satisfying. Like him jumping up in the air, and then the fact that it like almost always unbalances as well. So like the sound effects like match up so well. Very, very cool.
Didn't see that coming!
Now!
There!
One of these days we're gonna get a burst, and then you'll all be sorry.
Second form, Gale!
Very well. Arcus, activate.
It's my
Oh,
turn.
you're still at max HP, dude.
Yeah.
Okay,
I guess we could try. Well, there's no way we can set up a link attack here. Maybe with Eustace? You think Eustace will do more than 100 damage? His strength is buffed.
My turn.
Okay, he did 900.
I shall fulfill my duty.
I'm sorry
as a
for
noble.
doubting you, Eustace.
I did it.
My
Just getting
apologies.
started.
Making progress.
I've only just begun.
Don't tell me you've only just begun, okay? I can't do another 100 videos. Okay, what's the Deep Osher? Is that the defense one? Or... I think it's the defense one. Yeah. Speed... I mean, I just don't care about... Oh, what the hell? Give me that. Yoink. I'll take that. Are you supposed to have this? Like, shouldn't you have more than 20% evasion? I thought you had like 20 already. Oh, it's because you don't have your evasion quartz anymore. Okay. I don't know. I don't want to give you anything good in case you leave. Diablo in Pain. Okay. Nerd. Naming your weapons. I don't really know what to give you. Delay is really annoying. And take, like, some speed. Sure. I don't know. It's probably not worth it, but the idea of just stealing her accessory is too funny to not do it. Bro, back off. Yeah, I don't really... Oh god, it's so
Give us your
slow.
blessing.
Leave it to me. Didn't see that now.
There.
Okay,
Very
it's
well.
time to burst. You'll all be sorry.
Here we go.
Eventually, you'll all be sorry.
Second form. Gale.
I mean, I guess we could save
it to
it.
me.
There's no real point to use it right here.
Got it.
I'll handle this.
Okay. Do it, Eustace. I believe in you.
Okay.
I believe in you?
It's my turn.
Just a nugget of a link attack?
Time is precious. We should hurry.
I know he said time is precious, but I thought it said I'm just precious. Just like you are, guys. You know, it's kind of weird to say it out loud, but... I mean, I guess she's a good crate smasher, because she can double smash.
turn.
but
Leave it to me.
Here we go.
Her auto attack has too much of a delay
treasure
on
chest.
it. Orange cape? It's probably like a prismatic cape, like a better version, I would guess. Bro, what is it? How are these things organized? Okay, so it's a strength version that prevents feints. 15 strength is just not really enough. Don't mind me. I'm just walking here.
Another storage area.
Looks like we hang a left if we want to go through.
What if I don't want to go through? What if I want to smash crates all live long day? I get more money smashing crates than I ever have on a freaking anything I've done for Thor's. Is this where the monster chest was? It is.
Is that a treasure chest?
Now you may be wondering, why does the
You messed with the
Empire
wrong teacher. My turn.
stock chests filled with monsters? Well, the answer is simple, obviously.
Arcus, activate.
Oh no,
you
they know too much.
Here we go.
Oh no, Eustace.
Second form. Gale.
Eustace, don't hurt them. They don't deserve it, Eustace. You don't have to end their whole career, man.
Very well.
Why did we scout them? You guys take extra... any damage? No. Oh yeah, there's no higher elements here. I guess I'm just used to Archism, or these kind of unconventional monsters being higher element boyos.
Yeah.
By God.
Leave it to me. Take this.
No one balance, really? That's kind of
Very
surprising.
well.
My turn.
Okay, you're all... well, only one of you sealed.
Second form. Gale.
Okay.
Okay, and then you... I don't really want you to do anything. Like, I don't want to use your CP. Who has the most HP? You?
I shall fulfill my duty as a noble.
Ares is just
That should
a
suffice.
fun master course to use just to see all the heals that pop up after you hit someone. Ooh, Hellfire. For me. I just want to look at it. Okay, it gives Flame Tongue, Volcanic Rain, and Flare Bomb. Here's what we could do. Since that's like all in one, we could give you that. Then pop a Fire Bell on you. And now you're pogged up. Pogs it up enough that I maybe even want to use you. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You know what? We've been using Gaius for a bit. Welcome to the squad, Emma. Don't say that I'm not a generous tactician. I look out for the needs of all of our party members and try and use everyone equally. Well, maybe not equally. Any one of you figure would get trunked in an instant for Elliot. Be trunked so fast your head would spin. Sure. Bro, your arts are so bad. I mean, I guess you don't have a mind? Yeah, take a mind. That at least gives you a bit more, but they're still so much worse than his. I mean, it's 60 versus 60. Dude, where are... So that's 10. Do you get 20 from that? But then that's evened out by their weapons. Okay, you get another 15. I still feel like he shouldn't have that much more arts than her. I don't know, man. Maybe uses are just built different. Don't do it, coward. So I'm guessing, I wonder if we're gonna fight, I mean, you know we're definitely gonna fight S and V, at least one of them. Probably both, I would guess. I do wonder if we're gonna get like a real fight against C, though.
Second form, Gale!
Or whether or not, maybe Nightheart doesn't have enough time to go get in his Darth Vader get-up to fight us.
Didn't see that coming.
I don't really
Very
think
well.
Nightheart is C. That's partially a joke. Mainly just because they both wear capes.
Okay. Here.
My turn.
Emma, what the hell
My turn!
is your problem? Okay, I'm gonna try
Leave it to
and
me. Yeah.
get you a link attack.
Go!
My turn.
My turn.
Yeah, sorry, the world got destroyed. Emma couldn't proc
Very
a link
well.
attack.
It's my turn. Analyzing the enemy's vitals.
Sorry, Crossbell. Sorry you got destroyed. Dang, Emma took
My
too
turn.
long because she's got no speed.
Go!
My turn.
Leave it to me.
This is comical. There it goes.
My turn!
My turn.
Now I've spent too much time.
My turn.
Here we go!
My turn.
Are you alright?
Emma's just like, hey, when
leave
do
it
I
to
get
me.
to play the game?
Okay. Yeah.
My turn! We'll cut our own path!
Welcome back to the squad, guys. Okay, I'm joking. That was a joke. I'll at least give you a shot as a fire girl. Even though that was funny. Is there a chest here? Nope. You'll never hit us. Not with the power of the blades on our side. Okay, storage. We'll go to storage first. I assume we're supposed to go to the relay area. Wait, am I backtracking? Yeah, okay. I thought we came from the central plate platform, but we actually came from this direction. But like, seriously, why does the Empire have just random chests inside their facility? Just wondering, you know? Running. Okay, we're probably gonna... Well, actually, I think we can pop this as long as they're quick.
Beautiful looking treasure.
As long as
We'll
you
have
remember to
fight
turn
our way
around.
through.
Leave it to me.
And what does this do again? It has a 100% feint chance. What? What? So, oh, here's what you do. Oh no, this is dirty. You feint them all.
Let's see you live Plasma Storm!
And then
Rise, great towers! Lord Alberian! Rest in peace.
it is odd that she only got 14 CP for that.
The battle's over, but stay alert, everyone!
Great!
I guess they don't have
Yeah,
anything to
they're
increase their
strong.
CP
Nice.
game, but still. Kind of expected more from hitting all those enemies. Domination. Oh yeah, there's a monster. I've actually seen this mentioned in comments. And I think it's also mentioned in the chains log. First attack used each battle deals 1.5. Oh, okay. I think that's maybe been nerfed too. I assume that, like, I mean, I've heard people say like some of the bosses normally, and like depending on your difficulty, you can straight up one shot with S breaks on the first turn. I'm assuming this has something to do with it. So first attack used each battle. So yeah, so yeah, I guess what you could do is you could like buff someone up, get some debuffs on the boss, and then when it comes time for one of the characters to use their S break, it would just do a comical amount of damage. It's something you'd kind of have to build around. So honestly, if you're not building around it, I don't know how strong it is. Like, it could definitely be good for, like, our backup characters. It says first attack. Does that apply to S breaks? I mean, I guess it does. I don't know. Like, it's probably better than an evade on Million. So we'll equip it. And I mean, you get 15 strength out of it, so. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's good, but I don't know how good. Like, it seems like it's something that, like, if you build around it, it's probably very strong, but I don't know if I really want to do that.
This is the freight platform. We finally made it to the other side.
Ah, there's
You got
our
it, Chris.
chest.
Just need to head up that staircase over there.
Is that a treasure chest?
Wonder what the rest of the party thinks when Reen does that. Like, they're trying to have a conversation and Reen is just going... Okay. I thought that was our boss. I was like, oh my god, that thing is so intimidating.
Sarah here. Yeah, we're almost to the railway gun. Yeah, may Adios be with us both.
Is Group B almost there?
I'm never saying it like that, by the way.
This is it.
I know the way I say adios is not the way they say it, but I don't know, I feel like adios just sounds not that good. Anything we need to do? What do you get from it? I guess we can't see, because... Yeah, I mean, I think Crescent Mirror is super good, especially if we're going to be using Emma. Granted, you already have it, but I mean, what else am I going to give you? We could give you, like, extra attack or something, but... You really don't need Saintly Force, especially... So we'll give you, like, something to make you do more damage. Don't you have something to... Probably had something that gave like 30 strength. Oh yeah, they're both on you. Oh, that's why you lower defense. I forgot I did that as well. Okay, here's what we do. We have just a regular attack. That's probably better than Saintly Force. Like a little bit. Could also just give you 6 extra speed. Or actually, Windbell? Windbell's pretty good. Since you have Judgment Bolt, which actually, do you need Judgment? Do you get that naturally? No, you do. You don't get it naturally. And we're going to be buffing everyone's arts with the mirror spell. And your arts aren't awful. So you'll do okay damage when buffed. We probably should get CP, but, yeah, actually, what time are we at? We're like well over... Oh, no. This is the start of a new video, right? I'm kind of getting confused because I've had to like stop and start a few times throughout the day. Here's what we'll do. We'll pause, get a little bit of CP so at least everyone can cast or use a skill in the first turn, and then we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Yeah, honestly, why don't these things just give you max CP? Like, you know, it's such a... Because, like, in Trails 3, they already added a mechanic so that you could easily get max CP before you did a boss fight. Since all the boss fights were clearly telegraphed like this, plus you could just go back to base, get max CP, and be back in like 2 seconds. I don't know why they got rid of that. It was such a nice quality of life thing. Because, I mean, you know, the fights are just so much more manageable if you enter with at least at least being able to S-break on everyone. Or if nothing else, being able to actually cast abilities on the first turn if you need to. But let's save. We'll roll with the Magic Squad. I don't think it's really all that good. Because I just don't know why your arts are so bad. I mean, they're not that much worse now. They're only like 50 points behind. Or 45. But your speed is also trash. That's the biggest problem with her, I think. Now, of course, she isn't outfitted quite as well as Usus, but still.
It's gigantic.
And they intend to turn this on a city full of hundreds of thousands of innocent people.
Who the hell are you?
Also, you can use shields. That's an option?
You're those kids from the military academy. Stay away from the railway gun.
I feel like we've never seen anyone use a sword and a shield before. That's probably not true, but... I mean, maybe when you fight these guys in Azure, they use a sword and a shield? I don't remember.
Enough from you!
We need to take them down as quickly as possible. Here they come. Stay
Okay.
focused, class.
Go!
Where do the robots come from?
All right, let's do
Very
this!
well.
My turn.
I mean, you definitely go for the seal. I think, so you hit 4 regardless. These are the ones that go, well, they all get to go pretty much at the same time, so...
My turn.
You didn't get any seals? What? That seems mathematically unlikely. I mean, you got 1, but...
Now is our chance.
Leave it to me!
Bro, they're about to bring the ass beating of a lifetime to us. We can feint them, though, right? If it gets super spicy, we can always feint. Or at least try and go for it. You're fine, Usus.
No, you don't.
There!
You probably could have let him take a hit,
Go!
if I'm being honest. Okay, it's still not going to be in time. Who's getting to go first? You? If we could kill you... Can you be feinted? You can. It would definitely stop you. You don't have that much... I mean, I think you gotta try and go for the seals here.
The second form, Gale!
Follow for the Plasma Storm anyway.
Let's see.
I mean, our luck should pay out with some feints here, right? Bro, she just did 17k? What? Okay, they're all feinted except for you? Which one are you? You don't get to go instantly. Yeah, so you could do this in time, so you're all dead.
Arcus, activate.
Now we do want you to heal yourself. Oh god, how does it work? It will go the burn will activate as we heal. This is a mechanics question. Does the heal come first or the burn? I think they happen at the same time, but I think it's actually heal then burn. Like along the way the numbers display, I think it displays the heal and then the burn on top. So I think we shouldn't die here. Okay, so that was a mechanics question. We've got it clarified.
My turn.
I would like some honestly,
Arcus.
build CP for
My
the next
turn.
phase. At least a little bit. So that'll give her just like a nugget of C pizzle. Can you move and still go in time? Nah. Well, actually, here's what you do. You move. Nah, just attack. Get a little CP out of it.
No.
So that's enough that you can cast an ability on the first turn if you need to. I didn't expect her to do quite that much damage with her ult.
No.
This isn't the first time I've crossed swords with the Imperial Liberation Front.
They don't seem really strong, just really obstinate.
I mean, she said it, not me.
What would push them to go this far?
We can discuss that later.
Right. We need to stop the railway gun first.
Get back!
Oh, is it? Oh, it's City Lady.
It would have been smarter to stay away, S.
Well, she also has a kind of tattoo on her arm.
Purple lightning.
Well, I guess the other guy didn't really have a tattoo. It was just a, you know, etching on his shoulder pad.
I see the rumors about you weren't
I
just
can't tell if it's the
trumped up
exact same.
stories.
I think it's actually slightly different. I
I
mean, hers
love
is
a good
blue.
compliment, but getting one from a terrorist just doesn't put a spring in my step. Still, I suppose the fact you're here means the other ringleaders must be over at the other gun.
V certainly is. As for Gideon, I'm sorry to say he lost his life in Crossbell a short while ago.
But did he, though?
What?
He did?
I still feel like that's what they're going to
to
do
a few minutes ago.
about, well, granted, I mean, he's still kind of dead, right? Because, I mean, he was still going to be captured and most likely executed. Now, I mean, I guess they could, like, maybe have a storyline where he gets broken out of prison or something, but assuming that the one guy who does live is actually Gideon retroactively.
Apparently, he was killed by a real top-rate Jaeger Corps hired by your friend, the Blood.
Hey, I mean, that would have been his group.
Poor guy. I heard it was practically a massacre.
And they maybe wouldn't exactly know that he was still, like, the one survivor.
What a terrible way to go.
Well, Gramps isn't exactly known for his bountiful sense of mercy.
If you don't want to die like a dog, don't run around snapping your fangs at everyone.
I mean, Eustace has a point. I mean, they did ask for it.
You keep talking like this has nothing to do with you, but I take it you've got no intention of beating a retreat. It sounds like you've got the railway gun set to automatic firing mode, too.
He does have a pretty cool sword.
I was wondering what that sound was.
It was loading another round!
Oh, I was hoping you'd miss it in all your babbling. It's got, 10 minutes or so to go.
Okay, if we can beat Sigmund in 5, we can beat you in 10.
Conniving witch.
You can let us past, or we're going to force our way through. Your choice.
Careful. She's a dangerous one to tangle with,
I'm not that afraid.
and she's hiding something.
Is she? I
Right
feel like she
again.
doesn't leave much to the imagination, if you know what I mean.
Damn!
Okay, robots.
Giant archaisms!
Ooh, just my color, too.
I mean, they're more of like an orange. I mean, yes, you're kind of orangey. Yeah, your hair is orange.
For borrowed muscle, I've really taken a liking to them.
Scarlet. Real original.
Gideon might have fallen, but it's not too late to send the Chancellor to join him on his way to Gehenna.
How about you go instead?
Crossbell's counting on us.
Laura
Strike with
really just
everything
hit
you've
the
got.
no you. She hit her with the no you.
Let's rock!
Oh no.
Think you can satisfy me, little kittens?
Go!
big weirdo energy. You can be fainted, and you can be burned, you can be freezed, you can be blinded, you can be sleeped, and you can be nightmared. Lady, are you trying? Are you okay? Do we need to have a talk? I'm more scared of the freaking robots than I am you.
Burn to ash! Ha! Now's our chance!
Oh, burst them, burst
Go,
them.
everyone!
You got
All
it.
right.
Burst the move. It took them forever to learn to do Team Rush when Lloyd and friends know how to do it instantly. Just saying. How much HP we talking? 60? 120,000. God damn, that's a lot. I do like the idea of self-buffing, but since these guys probably cast spells...
Activate.
Very well.
No, don't move. Okay, no real elemental weaknesses, so we can kind of do whatever the hell we want. Best case scenario would be... Actually, Noble Commanding would be nice. You won't hit Reen. This would double buff everyone's arts.
Now is
I
our
like
chance.
it.
Understood.
Oh no, you don't!
Aye.
Get back.
Emma, you're fine. Okay.
Okay.
You gotta make sure you don't die, girly. Does status down work here? Kind of. Honestly, you're probably better off just going for the flare bomb. Hopefully you don't die. It's very likely you don't live,
Arcus,
but...
activate.
Oh, lol.
My
She
turn.
coming? Oh, no. You're an asshole. You know that? Now, we are all getting hit by the magic spell, which is kind of good. She could try and heal. I kind of like the idea of going for the feint again.
Burn to ash!
Didn't work. Didn't burn either. Okay, they're
Leave it
double
to me.
casting. She's probably most likely going to kill Emma, and I don't think there's really anything we can do about it.
Arcus, activate.
This will almost kill the robots. Her magic reflect is so OP. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, they don't take a crazy amount of damage this time. I do think it's funny that heals
Very
you
well.
just... I guess it counts as a spell. Now it's not quite as insane as it was earlier, at least, so that's something. Okay, you're the one that's taking the most damage. And you can be frozen. Can you be frozen? I mean, I would like to move him into a position where you can hit all three, but I don't think we can do that anymore.
Arcus, activate.
You probably just go ahead and ult, because you're very likely to die after this. 6,000, no burn, really?
Rise, great towers.
Actually, can that attack even burn? I mean, I assume it can, but I don't actually know. You have Angel, I forgot about that. Okay, we are running a little low on mana.
Yeah.
Come on, give me some, like, I need some momentum. There we go. We got some
Okay.
freezes. We got one freeze. You already know why she's
Arcus,
here.
activate.
Go!
You could Chrono Burst. I think we just trust in the, I like Motivate. Because then she can feint them in a second after she casts her
All right,
spell.
let's do
I'll
this!
handle this very well.
Can you hit her plus this guy? You could. And he's actually at lower HP. For some reason, I guess. Well, they're basically the same. You do that. You maybe freeze him if he's gonna cast a spell. Ooh. Good dodge. Did lower our defense, which you have to be careful about. We have to be so careful that we probably just Flame Slash immediately. It will burn her. We want to get the burn on her for max damage.
Flames, gather on my blade. Strike!
And this way, I mean, the freeze might cancel it out though, which is fine. It didn't hit her.
No, you don't.
Oh, good cover. Oh my gosh, she good, dude.
Aren't you feisty? We'll see how long that lasts.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Don't worry,
Leave it to
Reed.
me.
You know why you don't have to worry? Because you gotta remember, no one's ever really gone.
Thanks!
Let's see you live through Plasma Storm!
My turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not want to be eviscerated? Well, too bad. Now, we can't really combo with this. Actually, I mean, why shouldn't I do it? Why shouldn't I? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not really enough to all in her, I don't think. I can't remember. Did we equip that domination on Millium or not? I can't remember if we did it or not. Here's what we do. Eustace, you just get a spell lined up.
Arcus, activate.
Emma,
It's my turn. I'm sorry for the trouble.
Understood.
bring in Laura. Eat a damn bit of soup. Wait, what does this do? Burn? Oh, it's a throw even. Yeah, go ahead and buff your strength. Radiant Waltz. This should do easily like 15k, I bet.
Behold the might of the Arcade School! Radiant Blade Dance!
And then she's gonna get frozen. Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to go?
Go!
Oh, did you want to get to play the video game? Oh, I'm so sorry. Reen, what the fuck?
Very well.
Can you do 3,000? Your arts are buffed. I believe in you, Reen. I mean, Eustace. I was gonna say we have Reen for backup at least, but Eustace deserves the last hit. He deserves it.
Saber!
How humiliating.
I shall
Man,
fulfill my
oh,
duty
that was
as
a nice
noble.
warm-up. Don't ever talk to me again. I don't respect people who, I don't really know where I was going with that.
A matter of course.
Making progress. I did it!
Nice.
I mean, I guess I could say I don't respect terrorists. I don't know. That was one of those things where you start to say a sentence without thinking about how you actually want to end it, and you're like, if you don't come up with something in that split second, you just kind of like, what?
No!
You kind of like a fool? So, like, really, that entire, like, the most complicated weapon of war, or the most powerful weapon of war has the most complicated system of it's a frickin' switch?
Systems deactivated. Oh, thank goodness.
Ah, you got me.
Oh, okay, it's Vulcan?
Shouldn't have expected any less from the ace of the 4th Armored Division. Or from Sylphid.
I do like that it's, that they were fighting Vulcan at the same time. That's kind of cool.
The rest of you weren't half bad either.
That's one thing this game is really good at, is making it feel like your other party members are actually doing stuff. Because, I mean, obviously, with such a large cast of characters, you can't really have them all be in combat at the same time. Because that's something that a lot of games run into with, like, big, like, parties, is that you kind of have to, this is disconnect between like only like maybe 4 characters are fighting at a time and everyone else is just kind of like standing around.
I can't believe you could take on this many of us at once.
Well, to be fair, the Group B is not exactly the strongest team out there. You basically, it's like a bunch of support characters.
You are one tough old bear.
Whereas Group A is like all offense all the time.
Neidhart here. We've regained control of the left railway gun.
And we've deactivated the right wing's railway gun over here. Good work.
We did it.
That's like probably one of the first bosses that we've just completely dumpstered.
Oh, thank goodness.
I mean, she had no resistances. Like, what did she think was gonna happen? Come on, at least equip a Grail lockup before you try and fight
You
me.
can hardly call our crossing paths coincidence at this point. Oh well, no matter. Everything played out just like C said it would, both here and in Crossbell.
What are you talking about?
Comrade S.
Oh no, they're zombies.
What? How can they still move?
We'd completely incapacitated them.
I wonder if maybe they have like access to Gnosis or something? Being able like, you know, the way they're kind of performing unhuman-like here? Like bursting past their limits?
Comrade S.
That or they just have such strong resolve?
Regroup with Comrades C and V and bring the hammer down once and for all!
That's the plan. Well, I'll catch you all in the great
Because I'm trying to remember, wasn't there like an implication that they were kind of like Gnosis was still being manufactured maybe? That seems very vaguely familiar.
No!
Because I mean, if they're connected to Ouroboros and we know Ouroboros knows about the flowers and everything, it would stand to reason that they could make their own and distribute it if they needed to.
Damn.
Guys, you got worse accuracy than stormtroopers. V, your bullet doesn't even go far enough.
My name is Seal.
So?
Leader of the Imperial Liberation Front. Allow me to extend my congratulations. You did well, fending off our two-pronged attack here and in Crossbell.
Yeah, this is the part where we pretend we wanted to fail. We didn't want to win or nothing.
But you would be foolish to assume this is the end of it. The hammer of judgment shall fall again. I'm ready. Are you?
Does Garrelia Fortress really not have any sort of anti-aircraft stuff built into the cliff? I mean, I guess they don't really...
How can this be?
Well, I mean, you would still need it. I mean, yeah, I know Crossbow doesn't have an air force, but, you know, if the idea is that Garrelia is there is to prevent an invasion from, presumably Calvert as well, you would think there'd be some sort of, like, anti-aircraft guns built into the wall.
So this is the Imperial Liberation Front. For even more reason than I'd heard.
So C was here after all.
Who is he anyway? What's he hiding? Even the intelligence
Well, his
division's
name for
drawing a
one.
blank trying to gather info on him.
And his face, and his voice.
At least this time we managed to capture some of them alive. And they will talk.
Eustace, you can't torture people. You're not gonna get reliable information. Also, it's rude. Oh, okay.
What the hell?
Is this poison?
What?
They had some of the cafeteria's meat!
This is bad. Looks like these guys all swallowed neurotoxin capsules. I don't think we're gonna be able to save them. I doubt it'll work, but I'm gonna try to neutralize the poison. Emma, if you got any herbs you think might help, give me a hand here.
And by herbs, do you mean...
Of course!
Do you think they'll pull through?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they did administer some antidotes very quickly.
Not sure. I'd give them 50-50 maybe.
Even if we can keep them alive, there's no guarantee they'll regain consciousness.
No.
Maybe we can use some church magic to probe their brains while they're asleep.
Why? Why would they go this far? These are the kinds of people we're dealing with.
With some quick thinking, hard fighting, and a little luck, we were able to stop a potentially devastating terrorist attack in its tracks.
Yeah, we're basically the greatest.
But with the political climate as it was, this incident, overshadowed by the crisis in Crossbell, was never made public. In the days that followed, we still felt shaken, our eyes newly opened to the dangers facing our homeland, both outside and within.
I mean, I guess they do have to come up with some explanation for why it's never mentioned in Azure, but, you know, you could maybe debate whether or not you would actually be able to cover up an attack of that scale.
Keep up the good work. Perfect.
Oh, let's
You guys
go.
are the best.
We finally got an S. I think we missed it by like 1 point in the last chapter. Maybe a couple more, because someone did mention in one of the videos went up a few days ago that if you don't enter into Modder Park when you're doing your patrol via the sewers, you lose an AP point, which is like unbelievably insane. Oh man, we're best friends with Eustace, and we got an achievement. You can get rushed too. Okay. Don't really know what that means, but... Okay, deadly assist. That's probably really good for her since she's more of a physical girl than Fee. Oh, granted, I mean, Fee can be physical, I just don't build her that way. What time are we at? Yeah, we can keep going. Overall, pretty fun chapter. Had a lot of exciting stuff. We finally reached past the flash forward. I'm interested to see.
Half a month after the incident at Garrelia Fortress, a sense of lingering unease still hung over the Empire.
I do wonder if this is going to be the last chapter, or we still have like one more, or 2 more, or 5 more.
The government increased patrols by the railway military police as part of their counter-terrorism measures, while the noble faction bolstered their provincial armies. There were even rumors that they'd hired several Jaeger corps. At the center of everything was the Imperial Liberation Front. They had allied with a terrorist group from the Republic of Calvert to attack the trade conference in Crossbell, and as we'd seen firsthand, had attacked Garrelia Fortress in an attempt to fire the 2 railway guns stationed there. They'd made it abundantly clear that they were no mere insurgents. These were dangerous people we were dealing with. And following their attempts to target Chancellor Osborne and the Reformist faction,
the guy on the right? I think that's Alberia, right?
Rumors started to spread of a possible connection between the Imperial Liberation Front and the noble faction itself. Meanwhile, new information was filtering in from Crossbell that surprised us all.
I don't know, this is just when he talks about it, right? In the conference, right? They haven't actually declared independence yet, I don't think.
During the conference, one of the representatives
because
of
we haven't
Crossbell's
jumped
state
forward that
government
far.
made the daring declaration that Crossbell would soon declare its independence, breaking free from its neighbors Calvert and Erebonia.
Well, I mean, that's not really what he said. He said that, you know, Crossbell should be independent. He didn't say, like, hey, we're going to declare it any day now. At least not yet.
To no one's surprise, both the Imperial government and the noble faction dismissed it as nothing more than delusional raving.
Oh, they're all gonna pay.
But one thing was clear. That declaration only served to increase the tension in Erebonia and across the continent.
And that concludes Reen's current events report. Give him a hand, everyone! Kitty kitty. And she slashes him. Now we got some people here, some important people.
On a cool, clear autumn day, the Academy's prestigious board of directors gathered for their first meeting of the year.
That's supposed to be? He looks weird. I guess that's Muller, he just kind of looks a little odd.
And that concludes my biannual report.
Good, good. It seems the Academy is running like a well-oiled machine. No administrative issues to speak of. Student performance is sitting comfortably above the national average on exams and on general aptitude tests, too.
The second-year students seem to be having a banner year as well. The Student Council President, in particular, has built up an outstanding array of extracurricular achievements.
Oh, did she stop an entire city from being blasted off the face of the map? Oh, no? Okay, whatever. I mean, that's cool, I guess. Good for her.
Well, she attended last month's trade conference, and from what I hear, she put the professional secretaries to shame. I only wish the conference could have ended on a more positive note.
I'll say, the share prices of my company have been on a real roller coaster ride ever since.
Can, like, someone throw something at her?
Undoubtedly. What happened at the trade conference?
Like, honestly, go fuck yourself?
The economy as a whole.
It was a major terrorist attack that killed several soldiers and potentially could have killed tons of civilians and crossbow. Like, my stock prices.
But moving on. I couldn't help but notice in the recent exam reports that Class 1 and 2's academic performance seems to be slipping.
Well, maybe it's because we stopped giving preferential treatment to the nobles and bumping up their grades.
Perhaps the preferential treatment given to the upper class students is hindering their scholastic development?
Well, students belonging to the nobility are allowed to return home during August to learn more about their family's lands. It's a tradition here, but one I can't help but wonder if we've outgrown the need for in this modern age.
Well, I mean, okay. I do object to the idea that the nobility get a free vacation, but I feel like the solution is more make sure the curriculum that everyone gets, right, is just improved rather than just being like, less breaks.
If I may, traditions accumulate and hold meaning only so long as they're preserved. Our nation's culture, its arts, its social classes, all are rich with tradition that makes Erebonia what it is. And I believe we have a duty to protect and uphold them.
Bro, I don't listen to anybody who cosplays as Darth Vader and goes around attacking people.
After all, does not this very institution champion the ideals of its founder, Emperor Dreigels?
Indeed it does. Though I've always understood Dreigels' intent to be the founding of an academy for the people. Even 200 years ago, when education was seen as the province of the nobility, male commoners were permitted to enroll. Today, we have plenty of young women attending, and the commoners easily outnumber the nobles on campus. Perhaps it's time we started taking strides to realize Emperor Dreigels' true ideal.
Yes, and send them into a dangerous schoolhouse to die by the dozens.
You seem to be laboring under a few misconceptions here. Commoners were permitted to attend, but only as retainers. Retainers served knights, who served lords, who served the emperor. That's the way the Erebonian society functioned.
Notice you said functioned, past tense, i.e. the past, i.e. shut up, i.e. no one cares.
From that vantage, the structure of the academy in its earlier days certainly seems to have embodied that social order. And if that's so, what is there to suggest that it's not the social order itself that has become the aberration?
Well...
For one, if that were the case, it would be far easier for me to see my views put into practice.
Okay, Oliver, I don't think your views should ever be put into practice, okay?
But I can hardly get a word in edgewise between you two. Well, I'd certainly enjoy a return to the way things were in Dreigels' time, at least in that particular respect.
Like, I feel like, Oliver's views are like reenacting a prima nocta or something. That's his main priority.
Our apologies, Your Highness.
Well, our role here is to consider your views and work toward implementing them.
See what I mean? Would you be so kind as to help me out here, Principal?
I'm here to moderate this board. It wouldn't do for me to express my position on the issues at hand.
And plus, I'm busy playing Candy Crush on my Orbital telephone.
That said, I'm sure your passion for reform will triumph in the end, Your Highness.
I suppose I should have known better than to look to my old teacher for sympathy.
It warms my heart to see such a fine teacher-student relationship.
Now, if I may, I'd like to steer this discussion toward a rather timely topic.
No. You don't get to talk. You forfeited your talking rights when the first thing you said was like, my stock prices.
We've already touched on the issues regarding the Orbital Net and the Orbital Staves, but I'd like to stress again that the adoption of new security measures for the Orbital Net should be a top priority.
Well, I'm certainly inclined to agree. But we'll have to rely on the Foundation directly, as things are looking a little shaky with the IBC.
Like, isn't it crazy that hacking isn't a crime in Erebonia? We're behind Crossbow in that regard now.
You can leave that to me. The other matter I'd like to review is the use of the Orbital Staves and the Arcus units.
We have recently learned that for some reason, continued use of Orbital Staves causes people to become evil. We are still working out the kinks.
Or more specifically, we need to talk about how Class 7 should operate from here on out.
Because they're really harsh on our vibe by messing with our evil schemes.
Setting aside the fact that my daughter is a member of Class 7, I think we need to reconsider how the class should be run, in light of what happened at Garrelia Fortress.
Oh yeah, man, gosh, sure does suck that they prevented Crossbow from being blown into a pile of burning scrap.
While it certainly proved an excellent chance to see what the Arcus units are capable of, I have serious doubts about whether we should carry on with these field studies, given the current political climate.
It would be difficult to do so, I admit.
What are you talking about?
With the terrorists at large and the problems in Crossbell unresolved, these are uncertain times.
We ain't got nothing to be afraid of. If anything, it's good to have us out in the field.
At the very least, I believe it may be in the class's best interest to cancel this month's field study. We could always resume them once the terrorists have been arrested and the situation in Crossbell calms down.
Arise, O youth, and become the foundation of the world.
Oliver, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm sure you all recognize the words
Oh,
of
it's playing
Emperor
the music.
Drygles. They've become something of a school motto here. It's my belief that Class 7's actions at Garrelia Fortress perfectly embody the spirit of that directive. They stood together to stop a tragedy in the making and, in a sense, protected the foundation of our world.
Tell them, Oliver.
No one ordered them to do it. They took action of their own free will, because they knew in their hearts what was right. Some might call it recklessness. Some may think it rash. Some may even venture to call it hubris. However, as chairman of this academy, I'm incredibly proud of what the brave young men and women of Class 7 achieved.
Your Highness.
Troubled times may lay in store for Erebonia, and for the entire continent in the months and years to come. But I believe that makes something like Class 7's field studies all the more significant. The experiences they're having now will help them find the strength and the means to press on through adversity. I can't be the only one who feels this way, can I?
Oh, yes, actually. We're all evil.
They do seem to be showing remarkable growth. That much is true.
I don't actually think they're all evil. Rufus, probably.
Although I have no idea how much my daughter is really capable of, immature as she is.
Then she just gets hit in the face with an arrow from outside.
I could say the same of my hothead of a son.
I do wonder about my brother sometimes. However, it does seem that enrolling at this academy has helped him start breaking out of his shell.
Yeah, and plus Reen is basically Oliver's brother-in-law, if you don't think about it.
With the Academy Festival coming next month, we hadn't even planned a field study.
You know, because they're all talking about their relatives in Class 7, so, you know.
So the issue at hand is just whether to hold a field study at the end of this month or not.
I don't know, send me to, I don't know if you guys have heard about this place. It's called Crossbell State?
I'd like to ask those in favor of going ahead with this month's field study to please raise their hands.
I'm trying to think, what places have been mentioned that we could maybe go?
All right, I'd like to begin by taking everyone's ideas for our class's part in the school festival.
Oh no. Oh no. From a distant universe, you hear the words dating cafe.
The festival will run for 2 days next month, the 23rd and the 24th. Equipment setup and the other preparatory work will begin in the afternoon 2 days before the start of the festival. But there's a lot of preparation needed before we get to that point, and the sooner we get that underway, the better.
That's all the more reason to figure out what exactly we want to do. Some of our options include displays, events, stage shows, and cafes.
Oh no, he
Does
said
that
the
sound
word.
right, Crow?
Yeah, though no class I know would settle for just some simple display. I mean, come on, no one ever said, boy, we better rush to get in the line for that display.
You just said it though.
Well, either way, I'd like to start
Also,
by
Machias, what the
soliciting some
hell?
ideas from all of you.
Take that jacket off right now, you little...
We're just brainstorming right now, so feel free to say whatever comes to mind.
Okay, Milliam's got herself a jacket now too.
Would it kill you all to give just a teensy bit of cooperation?
Yes, actually.
I know. It's just...
It's kind of hard to focus right now.
You're one to talk, standing up there with your nervous fidgeting.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised.
The board of directors is in session as we speak, deciding what'll happen to our class.
They better decide to give me a damn medal.
And those of us with family members who sit on that board probably have even more cause for concern.
Yeah, like Reen's brother-in-law.
You can say that again. We can't even be sure whether there'll be a field study this month.
That's about the long and short of it. With everything that happened during last month's field study, it honestly wouldn't surprise me if they just canceled it.
I can't say I have any particular feelings of attachment to our field studies.
Oh, don't lie, Eustace.
But I refuse to accept needless changes to our curriculum, especially with my brother involved in the decision-making process.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Makes sense to me.
We also have to account for the fact that going on our field study means that much less time to prepare for the festival. So, as you can see, it presents a bit of a problem.
Bro, the field study's way more important than the festival.
Man, look at you guys taking this all seriously.
Bro, Crow in the red jacket just feels weird.
I probably should have asked a little earlier, but what's this festival you guys keep talking about?
Thanks, Milliam. Thanks for the audience.
Wait, seriously?
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have gone over that for your benefit.
Every year, the students here organize and put on a school-wide festival. There are stage events, food stalls, and all kinds of things to see and do. And it generally falls to each of the first-year classes to provide the main attractions.
Elliot, are you okay? Because your facial expression's kind of concerning me. It's like you look like you just soiled yourself and you're trying desperately to play it cool until the end of class?
Yeah, participating is optional for the second years, since by this point they're usually focusing on their future careers. Oh, and each of the clubs generally get involved too.
Huh, that sounds fun. In that case, we have to do something. We can't just let the other classes roll over us because we're small. You say that, but I've already had one of the girls from Class 1 bluster up to me declaring that,
could that
this
be?
time victory will be all ours.
I wonder who that could be.
What?
That's a great what there?
It must have been Ferris.
That's supposed to be my thing?
That sounds exactly like something she'd say.
Well, Class 1 does seem to have had it in for us ever since the midterm results were announced.
Oh, you mean that midterm that Reen scored
I'd rather not see
top
the
one
House
at?
of High Arms claim yet another nominal victory. But we need to account for the fact that our class is markedly smaller than theirs is.
That's certainly true.
And now Elliot's facial expression just says, I could end this man with a blink of an eye, but I refuse not to.
It'd help if we at least knew what the other classes are doing.
It kind of seems like everyone's having trouble staying focused.
Come on, everyone, get it together.
Instructor Sarah?
Isn't this a self-study period?
Oh, it was. But I thought you all might like to know that the Board of Directors meeting just adjourned a few minutes ago.
And your next field study will actually be in hell. We are going to open a portal with the church and you're going to go fight the Demon King. It'll be, very safe.
So I decided to skip along down here and be the first to break the news.
Then?
What about our next field study? Are we still on?
The Chancellor's not the only one with a little too much iron in his blood. Because the board voted unanimously to have you continue your field studies.
You mean it?
So that's how it is.
You know, even though they're always hard work, I actually feel a little relieved.
Considering all that happened last month, We'll need to be especially careful this time around.
Still, it feels like our field studies are a big part of who we are as a class.
Yeah.
They're kind of a pain, but oh well.
We should be grateful to His Highness and the directors.
I ain't grateful for shit. They shouldn't have even had to think about it.
That's good news.
Seeing the hard road and the easy road, then picking the hard one anyway. That's youth for you.
It also sounded like His Highness and the directors will be taking off in pretty short order. So I'll let you guys out of study hall early to go see them if you want.
I don't want to talk to them.
Oh.
I mean, Oliver I'll talk to. He's my boy. Everyone else? Take him or leave him.
If you say so.
I think I'll take you up on that.
Then just a rain of arrows starts coming in from all directions. Talk to me, Muller. Talk to me. Mother? Dad? Oh no, not my illegitimate children. I got Oliver scared there. He hears the word dad, he starts running. Marcus, haven't had a chance to talk to you since the summer festival. It sounds like you are quite the heroes at Garrelia Fortress. Come on, don't tease us. I'll be the first to admit that we acted rashly, but in the end I have no regrets. I'm glad to hear it. It's good to see you again. Likewise, May feels so far behind us now. You have questions now? It's written all over your face. I do. You were in Legram, weren't you, to meet Duke Cayenne? Correct, I was hoping to have time to greet you and your classmates too. But I imagine you would rather not take too close an interest in you. You would rather he not take too close an interest in you. You imagine, right? Still concerned. What is it the House of Alvaria playing at? And not just us. What are the 4 great houses and the rest of the noble faction trying to accomplish? You ask like there's a simple answer. The 4 great houses aren't as united in opinion as you might think. Even with individual families, there can be disagreements. You know that I differ with Father on several issues. But rather than worrying about one's on others' positions, I suggest giving some thought to your own as a member of the family. I'm surprised you actually managed to make it here. I was expecting a business negotiation to crop up just in the nick of time like it always does. Time is something you make, not something you find. All the more so if you're in a position of responsibility. Ah. Lady Elisa is quite the multitasker herself, you should see her. She has no trouble balancing her time between her studies, training, club activities, and hobbies. Of course she does. I'd be disappointed if she wasn't able to manage at least that much. You need to start using your time more creatively, Lisa, instead of simply doing what's required of you. Saw the railway guns at Garrelia, you know, and I saw what those tanks are capable of. And I can understand why Grandfather regrets ever making them. Do you honestly feel things are necessary? Are you really okay with that? I think the fact that you've seen enough to ask me now means that deep down you've realized that they're both necessities of this era we live in. Well, the opinions of others are only that. Stop relying on them so much. Observe yourself and draw from your own conclusions. That's what someone who is truly independent would do anyway. Gonna independently shoot an arrow at your face.
Still, I wasn't expecting to find myself indebted to you again so soon. Without your intervention, the Chancellor and I would have met our maker in Crossbow.
Telling you, Lloyd would have deflected that shit.
Don't mention it.
Tio would have used 0 field and it would have done 0 damage.
We're just relieved you're all okay, Your Highness.
Indeed. I'm glad you were able to focus on making a positive contribution at the conference.
I wish I could tell you that's exactly what I did. But I could scarcely find a place to chime in once the Chancellor and the Republic's President got going. Though the Mayor of Crossbell managed to dumbfound even them.
I presume you're referring to his proposal for Crossbell's independence?
Hard to believe it could actually happen.
Well, as long as both Erebonia and Calvard refuse to accept it, the likelihood of it actually happening is incredibly low. Still, they're planning to hold a referendum on the issue to see if the population is in favor of it.
Man, the whole, like, not having the context of, like, you know, once the thing with Kyo starts popping off, and it's like, oh yeah, actually, the dude in Crossbell, you've never even really heard mentioned by name before, he has an ultimate super weapon capable of destroying the entire world, for reasons.
so there'll be plenty more chances for disputes to break out over the issue.
I do wonder how they're gonna frame that stuff.
Well,
when
neither
it comes
of them
time.
want to lose all that sweet tax revenue from Crossbell. Half of it flows into the provinces too, so like, fat chance the noble faction's gonna take that lying down.
Milliam. I swear, this kid has all the delicacy of a rock to the face.
So you're Milliam, are you? Your name seems to have come up with increasing frequency lately. Well, I was hoping for a chance to see the famous Eric Getlem in action, though.
Oh, sure thing.
Oh no.
Come on, Lamp!
Whoa there.
Hey, has she learned? Also, how is Lamey gonna fit?
I'm not sure this is the best place to call out Eric Getlem. Just a hunch.
Plus, it would like bash Gaius in the face if it spawned behind her.
Lame.
Objection overruled.
That could have gotten messy.
Honestly, it would save us
Oh,
all
there
a
it
lot
goes.
of trouble if you could just refrain from saying whatever pops into your mind, too.
Lame.
Oh, who might you be?
Say, are you from the Vander family? The one who serves as the prince's bodyguard?
Oh, did Neidhart mention me?
You sound rather
I'm
familiar,
Mueller
by the way.
Vander of the 7th Armored Division. I was with the prince at the conference in Crossbell, so I'm in your debt as well. Glad to be able to thank you personally.
The honor is ours, sir.
It's an honor to meet a member of the esteemed Vander family.
Ah, so you're the Radiant Blade Master's daughter. And you must be a practitioner of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style.
You know, for all the talk about leaves, I still ain't never seen Reen whip out a leaf storm or nothing.
I'm always happy to meet fellow students of the sword. Oh, and you must be the young man from Nord who my uncle wrote a reference for.
Yes, that would be me. I owe a lot to Lieutenant General Vander.
It sounds like he's in your debt as well, with everything that happened in Nord a few months ago. Well, you all seem like dependable young men and women. Perhaps the prince's idea had some merit to it after all.
See? What did I tell you?
All I'm hoping for is that Oliver gets dragged away by his hair. That's the perfect way to end this conversation.
And it's not just Class 7 either. The whole academy seems so full of life. Perhaps I should take this opportunity to break down social barriers by getting to know all of them in the academy's pool.
Oliver, you're too damn old.
If you really want to work up a sweat, I'd be glad to let you run back to Heimdall. If you kept up a good sprint, I'll bet you could even make it in a couple hours.
You'd actually make me do it, too. Ah, cruelty. My name is Mueller.
It's like their hearts practically beat in sync.
That's certainly one way to look at it. I wonder how long they've known each other.
Well, let's see you, Eustace. I've got dark capes to wear.
Well then, I bid you all a fond farewell. I hope we have the chance to meet again soon.
Definitely a missed opportunity to have Oliver dragged away into oblivion by Mueller. I guess there is an E there, but I don't know, I've been saying Mueller for so long that 3 days have passed since the board of directors. Because, that's one of the things. One of the reasons I pronounce words wrong all the time is I don't actually read anything when I'm reading dialogue. I just kind of like look at the words and hope that they mean what I'm saying. If that makes any sense whatsoever. With the assurance that our field studies would continue, we finally turned our attention to next month's festival. Like, I kind of like just look at the text and then just fill in the blanks of what I think it means. And usually it's actually pretty correct, but it's kind of a consequence of having to sometimes read so much dialogue back to back. You don't really have time to actually read it, per se, because you're kind of trying to keep a conversational tone so that it doesn't take forever. And no matter how much we brainstormed, we couldn't think of any really compelling ideas our small class could pull off. Eventually, I would just like to save the game, to be honest. I was kind of hoping to end the video, but like once we got control of ourselves again, but we'll go ahead and stop here. next time, we will, I guess, get to do a little evening exploration before I presume we're going to get another free day, follow our formula one last time. Well, I don't know if this is the last chapter. I feel like this has to be the last chapter, though, right? At least the last standard chapter. There may still be, like, another one after this, but... Because, I mean, you know, we should be on the last floor of the schoolhouse and everything, too. But, yeah, we'll find out as we move forward. Or, granted, everyone watching already knows, because, you know, everyone watching has probably pretty much played all the games for themselves. I am Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye, guys.